The space race, USA versus USSR. At the heart of the Cold War, the world witnessed an unprecedented competition. Two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, vied for supremacy not only on Earth but also in the skies and beyond. This is the story of the space race, a contest that forever changed the destiny of humanity. The beginning of the competition. The spark for this race was ignited in 1957 when the Soviet Union launched the first artificial satellite in history, Sputnik. A simple metal sphere with antennas transmitting radio signals, yet enough to terrify the West. The United States, caught off guard, began massive investments in science and technology. Just a year later, in 1958, NASA was born, the United States Space Agency. The Americans could not allow the Soviets to dominate space. The sky became the new frontier of the Cold War. The first human in space on April 12, 1961, the USSR achieved another critical milestone in the competition. Yuri Gagarin became the first human to travel to space, orbiting the Earth aboard the Vostok 1 spacecraft. His name became legendary, and the entire world watched with admiration and fear the Soviet successes. The United States responded with the Mercury program. In 1962, John Glenn became the first American to orbit Earth, but the Soviets still held the lead. Kennedy's promise. In 1961, President John F. Kennedy made a bold promise that would define the decade. Before this decade is out, we will land a man on the moon and return him safely to Earth. It was an audacious declaration, a direct challenge to the Soviets. Thus, the Apollo program was born. Billions of dollars were invested, and thousands of scientists, engineers, and astronauts worked tirelessly to turn a seemingly impossible dream into reality. The Apollo 1 tragedy. The path to the moon was not without tragedy. In 1967, during a ground test, a fire engulfed the Apollo 1 module, killing all 3 astronauts on board. It was a devastating blow for NASA and the United States. Yet, America did not give up. The conquest of the moon. On July 20, 1969, the world held its breath. Aboard Apollo 11, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin set foot on the lunar surface. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. With these words, the United States won the race to the moon. The American flag planted on the lunar surface became a symbol of victory, but also a message of hope and progress for all humanity. The Soviet Union, despite achieving extraordinary successes, never managed to send a cosmonaut to the moon. Beyond the race, the legacy of space. The competition faded in the 1970s, but it left an indelible legacy. The technology developed during the space race led to inventions we still use today, from communication satellites to GPS technology. Moreover, the space race taught the world an important lesson. Despite geopolitical tensions, humanity could look beyond national borders and work towards greater goals. Space stopped being a battleground and became an opportunity for collaboration. Conclusion. The space race was more than a competition, it was a demonstration of human potential. Two superpowers, divided by ideologies, pushed the boundaries of science and technology further than ever before. And today, as we gaze at the stars, we cannot help but remember that what was once a race is now an open path for all. And you, what do you think? Was the space race just a rivalry, or the first step toward a shared future among the stars?